Всем привет, это Игровой канал StidIsram, это игрушка Kingdom Come Deliverance. И мне дали домик в прошлом видео после большой-большой осады. Смотрите, как мне дали халупу, вообще здесь труселя какие-то висят. И давайте посмотрим на моей соседи, которые в моей халупе. Значит, вот смотрите, вот мой сосед. Это как смотреть, если смотреть на вход, то это будет мой сосед справа. Вот такой красивый сосед лежит здесь. Прям, так сказать, в общем, свинарник. Потом следующий сосед. Это у нас тут курятник. А сосед с другой стороны, сосед слева. Кто тут у меня? Тут у меня, похоже, какие-то стойла. Так, а сосед напротив. Здесь какая-то лесорубка. Здесь стоит этот мужик. Вот мой сосед напротив. Очень похоже это на мой реальный дом. Да, да. В смысле, я также живу, у меня вот соседи такие же. То есть, это на самом деле даже не на мой. Вообще, это очень похоже на современную российскую квартиру. Сосед справа свинья, сосед слева лошадь, сосед напротив свинья, там где-то курица живет. Ну, в общем, все понятно. В общем, очень натуралистично, очень реалистично. С реализмом просто разработчики сделали вот отлично. И здесь этот вот мужик, который мне это подарил, вот он стоит здесь зачем-то на лошади, о чем-то думает. С ним ничего сделать нельзя. А по квесту надо куда-то идти, обсуждать. По основному квесту. Идти в зал Верховного замка. И, кстати, я еще взял какой-то побочный квест, любовь зла, там, с палачом поговорить. Но с палачом-то я во втором стриме подрался. У него пытался что-то украсть, он меня запалил. В итоге ему... Он за мной гонялся очень долго с кулаками. Пытался меня избить, но... Я убежал. И сейчас, поскольку я стал сильнее, я пытался к нему подойти по этому квесту. Он на меня напал, я ему по башке настучал. И он теперь от меня убегает. Поэтому квест там запорот получается. Дополнительный. Ну, как-нибудь его, может быть, получится пройти. А сейчас идем по сюжетному квесту. Ну, кстати, дополнительных квестов здесь еще полным-полно будет. Вот замок. Текстуры не успевают подгрузиться. Надо будет с кем-то поговорить в нем. Вот, идти в зал Верхнего замка.
My lord, I'm afraid you were right when you said these hostilities wouldn't end at Pribyslavitz.
That comes as no surprise.
What has happened?
My men reported 2 more attacks today.
Ah, Henry. I'm glad you're here. It seems like we'll have another task for you. Come and join us.
My lord,
Greetings, lad.
the bandits raided a few remote hamlets, but that's the least of our worries. They also attacked Merhoyed, and that's a much more serious matter.
Merhoyed? Matthias is working there.
They attacked right after the battle in Pribyslavitz. Bastards were probably trying to prove they're still strong. But there's a silver lining. The villagers held them off. And they even took one captive. He's wounded, but we can still interrogate him.
Your Graces, I hope I'm not intruding.
On the contrary, Master Tobias. Unlike Bernard, you are the bearer of good tidings. Or so I gather from the coin you carry. Tell me, how many groschen did we find in Pribyslavitz?
My lord, I'm sorry, but my news is no better than Captain Bernard's. These coins are very good. That is to say, well-made facsimiles, as we call them.
What? I don't give a fuck what you call them. I want to know what they're fucking worth.
That's just it, sir. They're worth nothing.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Master Tobias? This here
Is just a pile of copper.
Kurva! Fuck!
Plated with silver, so it's still of some... worth.
Kurva! Fuck!
Is it a lot of work to make such counterfeits, Master Tobias?
I should say so, sir. Highly demanding work. especially to make such plausible forgeries. They would need a well-hidden foundry, several craftsmen, and a source of material.
But they could just be brought in from somewhere else, could they not?
Well, they could, but then again, the silver mines are nearby, and these groschen seem freshly minted, so...
So we are facing a foe who has almost limitless sources of coin. That's all we need.
Doppelganger.
Well, gentlemen, it's clear what we have to do. Interrogate that captive bandit, find out their numbers, and promptly cut off their supply of money. Otherwise, they'll soon have another encampment.
If they haven't already.
I doubt it, sir. Merhayed wouldn't have been able to hold them off if they did.
Well, lad, I said we'd have work for you, but it never crossed my mind there would be this much. You've already proved your worth as an investigator, so I'm putting my faith in you again. Go to Merhayed and question that captive. Find out where those brigands are hiding, how many there are, and what they're planning. And while you're at it, see if you can find some clues as to where this counterfeit coin is coming from.
Very well, sir.
Good luck. We're counting on you. All of us. Come report to me as soon as you know anything. I'll be at the lookout point near Talmberg.
Кстати, заметили, как у этого мужичка, у которого притащил сундучок с золотом, что он принес, пришел такой в одних рубашке, в одних труселях. Угадайте, что это было? А это была моя месть за то, что меня рядом со свинарником посадили. Я их обчистил, и сейчас вам кое-что покажу очень прикольное, чем я позанимался между вот этими вот видео. Вы, наверное, будете просто в очень большом шоке, что я там наделал. Конечно, мне немножко репутацию попортило. Но после того, как я вам это покажу, вы скажете, ну ни хрена себе чувак дает. Давай-ка слезай. Где мой сундук? Я все в сундук свой сложил. Смотрите, оружие. 120, не то, 90, не то, не то, не то. Вот. 187 мечей оруженосца я спер. Как вам, а? Еще там всяких... Ну, вот они вот видел, украденные, ворованные они. Стоят они так. Я думаю, это хорошая будет компенсация мне за то, что меня поселили около курятника. Это, так сказать, моя мстя им. Ну и немножко там доспех, всего прочего. В общем, я так хорошенько все здесь обчистил. В честь того, что меня поселили рядом с курятником. И дальше у нас задание. Это найти пленника, допросить пленника в Мархаедах. И туда я сейчас заберусь. Но еще мне интересно узнать, я отправил к мяснику сюда. В этот город. К мяснику. Наемник в предыдущих видео. И было интересно узнать, что они там делают. И, кстати, вот этот чувак какой-то, попрошайка, у него какой-то знак восклицательный, есть вопросы. Какое-то дополнительное задание хочет дать. Или даже сказать, не столько задание дополнительное, сколько дополнительное событие, что ли.
God save. What can I do for you?
Как дела у беженцев?
As well as we can, Henry. You can be glad Sir Radzig took you into his service. I hear you even go hunting with Lord Capon.
I've been once. And I don't think it'll be happening again anytime soon.
Ah, it's a shame. Because I was going to ask a favor of you. I'm sure you know there's a lot of hungry mouths here, so I thought you might be able to help.
Так, чтобы спросить. Ну, я не
You mean you want
браконьер.
me to bring you game from the woods? Are you mad? That's poaching.
No, that's not what I meant. It's the townspeople here who have a taste for game. They want to live like the nobility, see? A few of the burghers have been to see me already, to ask if we'd try our luck in the woods. They promised us supplies in exchange. Flour, lard, eggs, and the like. But we can't afford to take the risk of poaching. We're barely tolerated as it is. If one of ours got caught in the woods, they'd hang him from the nearest tree.
What the hell
But
are
I
you
was
saying?
thinking, You're in Sir Radzik's garrison, and you go hunting with Sir Hans. You could help us.
Ну, так и быть. Так и быть, так и быть.
Got away with brawling with Lord Capon, so I don't suppose they'll string me up for a few hares.
Great, Henry. I really appreciate it. The local tailor was asking me about getting some hares to put on a feast for a visiting merchant.
All right, I'll bring you something.
Thank you. You'll be saving us from starvation.
И открылось еще какие-то дополнительные здания. Эту штуку я сейчас уберу. Вот, пир для нищих называется. Принести ему крольчатины 90 штук. Предводителю беженцев. В общем, я так подозреваю, что будет сначала крольчатина, потом какой-нибудь кабанятина, линки. Вот чем такие дополнительные задания для охотников. Я думаю, какой смысл, если на камеру бегать, показывать, как я буду бегать с луком и долго стрелять в конников. Я думаю, в этом особо смысла нету. И, кстати, по поводу этих зданий. Вот еще здание есть: грабь богатых, давай бедных. Сейчас это как бы вот так. Тоже такая цепь задач была. Там сначала надо было украсть денежки у стражника, потом сказали: укради денежки у тетки. Такие тоже квесты одноразовые на то, чтобы украсть деньги у конкретных людей. И чтобы это сделать, надо было, конечно, прийти ночью к ним домой, пока они спят, пока их никто не видит, и сохраниться. Сохраниться обязательно, потому что воровство — это такая штука, что там шанс довольно большой, что тебя поймают, и украсть их, обкрасть. Тоже такая вот цепочка. В общем, вот эти все задачки, занятия, которые называются, это не столько квесты, сколько такие маленькие, довольно скучненькие, неинтересные цепочки. Такие вот дела. А я сейчас еду в Мархаеда пытать пленника. И я приближаюсь к деревне Мархаеда. И смотрите, там дым идет, такой, причем черный дым. Что бы это могло значить? Жители ходят, как обычно. Так. Задание. На всю деревню. Узнай, что случилось с Матеем. Какой дым. Опаньки. Что это такое? Это телега. И опять лошади. Куча мертвых лошадей. Какой смысл их жечь? Так. Там написано, что я спать хочу. Энергия 50. Нормально еще. Хотя у меня есть как раз эта штука, которая называется зелье петушок. Энергия 20. Как раз энергия 70 и немножко еды дало, но дало немножко алкоголя. Так, тетка, давай расскажи, что здесь случилось.
What happened here?
Horror of horrors, Master. We were attacked by some bandits, and then the plague broke out.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. The Almighty has sent this punishment on us.
These bandits, who were they?
Some thieving rabble. What do I know? Maybe those damned humans. But they spoke Czech. Ask the captive at the Malikars.
How did you manage to fight them off?
Well, we were lucky. Young Straw saw the gang a little way out of the village and ran to warn old Melikar. If it wasn't for that, none of us would be here.
It looks like you fended them off, though. I can't see any burned houses.
They had no time for that. But they've left us with fresh graves. Young Straw himself got cut up something terrible, and a few others. We've a number of wounded. And now the plague to crown it all. Christ preserve us.
Melikar, Straw. Those names are new to me.
They're locals. Melikar's been in charge here since old vassal Smil from Neuhof passed away. May God grant him eternal peace. And Straw, that's the local woodsman. Poor fellow. The bandits killed his son, and his wife has the disease.
Where will I find Melikar?
If you stand at the main gate of the stables and look across the road, Melikar's is the house on the left.
I'd like to talk to Straw.
I see. Well, if you stand at the main gate of the stables and look across the road, you'll see Straw's house on the right.
And the disease? Tell me something about it.
I don't want to tempt fate by talking about it. Makes me shudder to think of it. There's not much to tell anyway. It hit us just after that rabble left. First the horses died, then livestock, and now it's people. Like Melikar's wife. Poor thing.
I'm looking for Matthias. I think he works at the stud here.
Matthias. Matthias? Wait, I know. He's not been here long, isn't that right?
Not long, it's true.
Well, those bastards got him. He's laid up at the stud now. His arm's in a bad way, but at least he's still alive.
Thank you.
Так, это
Thank
все
you. That's all.
слишком много разных имен, и не совсем понятно. На них напали разбойники, они отбивались. Что-то произошло. Я, пожалуй, шлем сниму, а то он как-то в диалогах мешается. Потом одену, если бой будет. И что надо здесь делать? Поговорить с Матеем. Допроси пленника. Надо куда-то на север идти. А, он конюх, да? Значит, вот конюшня как раз. Че он здесь лежит? А че он валяется здесь? Это у них такая местная больница?
You're a sight for sore eyes. What are you doing here?
It's good to see you too, Matthias. Sir Radzig sent me here to investigate the raid.
Sir Radzig? Looks like you've come up in the world, mate. You're here as his envoy?
Так, а это, случайно, не его дружбан? Который еще из деревни был. Старый.
I'm glad to see you have a job. Lots of our old neighbors have been reduced to begging. If I were in your shoes, I'd get the hell out of here. There's some disease spreading.
Disease?
Folk are saying it's the plague. Whatever it is, it's bad. It started the day after the raid. First the horses got sick, then other animals, and now people are falling ill too.
Oh, damn! Are you alright?
Well, at least I haven't caught the sickness.
But you've been hurt?
It happened during the raid. One of those damn bandits fell on me, horse and all. My arm's badly broken, but better than a broken neck.
Tell me about the raid.
What do you want to know?
I hear one of the raiders was taken captive. I'd like to question him.
Aye, old Melikar let him have it over the head with a flail, and now he's locked up in the barn. But be careful.
Why's that?
That fucker killed young Straw, and his old man's sharpening his sickle for him. Melikar still hasn't decided what to do with him.
I understand old Straw wants revenge, but first I have to question that bandit. What happens after is no skin off my nose.
Good luck, then.
Can you describe the raiders?
I don't know. They came at dusk, so you couldn't see their faces. About 20 of them. They weren't humans, though. They spoke Czech.
You talked to them?
No. They were shouting at us. They were very sure of themselves to begin with, but when we hit them in the woods, they didn't look so brave.
I know you've got courage enough for any man, but how did a bunch of untrained villagers manage to hold off armed bandits?
One of the village lads caught sight of them coming through the woods and told Melikar, who roused the whole village, and everyone grabbed what they could. Pitchforks, axes, flails, and we went out to face them.
What? You mounted an assault against them?
Aye, and that was the key. It was the last thing those whoresons expected. A few of them still managed to break through to the village, probably wanted to torch it. But even the women here were armed with what they could find, and they took the bastards by surprise.
Tell me about the raid.
What do you want to know?
Так, это уже было.
About this sickness. When did this plague start?
The day after the raid. The horses were lying down in the stables, so we knew something was up. By afternoon, they were all dead. Then other animals started getting sick, one after the other, and then people.
What are the signs that someone's getting sick?
Well, I don't leave the house much, but folk complain of fever and shakes. Some are throwing their guts up, and others are spewing from the other end.
Has anyone died from it?
Aye, old Verba. Although he was already on his last legs, so no one knows for sure if it was the plague that got him. Either way, the animals are dropping like flies, and people will end up the same for sure.
Who's ill now?
I don't know. What with my arm the way it is, I don't go outdoors much. But I know Melachar and Straw have sick ones at home.
Так, у них болезнь вполне возможно. Какой-нибудь колодец
Can I
отравили.
ask you a bit about Merho yet?
I haven't been here long enough to learn much, but ask away.
Can you tell me something about Old Straw?
He's a woodcutter, tough as they come, and a hothead. He's been out of his mind since his boy died.
It's normal to grieve, though.
Depends how you look at it. Folk are afraid he'll snap or drink himself to death. What's worse, his wife caught the sickness, and he's not taking care of her.
Where can I find this Straw?
When you take the main gate out of the stables, you'll see 2 cottages outside. Straw lives in the right-hand one.
What's Melachar like?
The locals look up to him. Smill used to be in charge here, but he was killed in Neuhof.
I know.
Sir Hanush hasn't had time to appoint a new vassal, and folk need someone to speak for them, so they picked Melachar.
Thank God you had someone here who could take the reins.
Aye.
Так, где его найти?
Where does Melachar live?
When you take the main gate out of the stables, you'll see 2 cottages outside. Melachar lives in the left-hand one.
В общем, они рядом где-то живут. Что Солома, что Мелихар. Основные ворота где у них? Вот эти? С конюшни. Так это конюшня или что это? Иоганн.
God be with you.
Нет. Какой-то торговец. Не то. Так, я увидел, уже вышел с конюшни, увидел 2 дома. Слева и справа. Это что, крест, значит, здесь больные, что ли? Так, ты кто? Вот, здесь Солома. С ним нельзя говорить, он может только обокрасть. Замок открыт, закрыт, вернее. Это его жена. Так, и дом рядом. Так, тоже здесь больные. Дом помечен крестом. Здесь заперто. Какая-то крестьянка больная.
You're not allowed inside. If you want to go in, talk to Melachar. Good day to you.
I need to talk to that captive.
Sorry, no one's allowed.
But I'm Sir Radzig Cobbler's en-
I don't care if you're the Pope's envoy. I can't let you in. If you want to talk to the captive, you have to get permission from Melachar.
Так, а он не хочет рассказать, где это Мелихар, точнее.
What's happened here?
Things are bad. Very
Plague?
indeed so.
Так, это похоже
Where will I find Melechar?
If you stand at the main gate of the stables and look across the road, Melikar's is the house on the left.
Так, странно.
Thanks. That'll be all for now.
Со стороны конюшни. Если я зайду в деревню со стороны конюшни. Так, вот этот Мелихар, он стоит просто на дороге, он помечен квестом. Причем квестом дополнительным про мор. Просто он стоит на дороге, в общем, ни в каком доме не сидит, он просто стоял на дороге.
Are you Melechar?
Aye, that's me.
I need to speak with the prisoner.
And why is that? Who might you be?
Henry, envoy of Saradzik Kobala. I'm here to investigate the attack.
I'm sorry. I have other things on my mind right now. In case you hadn't noticed, we have pestilence raging here. And Saradzik won't help us with that. Any more than he helped us when we were attacked.
Так, пожестче с ним.
No news has reached Ratai of any disease here. But I'm here now, and I can help you.
Well, since you serve Saradzik, you might be of some use. If anyone can be.
Tell me what to do.
There's a stable hand living with us here, Matthias.
Yes, I know him.
And he knows some girl who helps out in the monastery infirmary. Johanka, I think her name is. She might know someone to turn to, if she's actually there.
Так, отправиться в монастырь. Ну давайте.
Very well.
Давайте,
I'll go to the
давайте.
monastery. It's probably our best hope.
Thank you. At least for taking the trouble. But then, even if you cared nothing for us, the prisoner's got the pestilence too. He'll die without help.
If I have to go to the monastery, I need to know as much as possible about the disease. I'll definitely need to know its symptoms. They're bound to ask me that.
It's hard to say. My wife is feverish. Others have the chills. I heard some are throwing up. Others still are breaking out in sores. But why don't you see for yourself? People talk a lot and I don't know what to believe anymore.
Very well. I'll make the rounds.
I've daubed lime on the afflicted houses. But don't stay too long in those homes.
That I can promise you.
Так, задач. Я думаю, вылечить их все равно надо бы. Это же квест дополнительный. Так, в монастырь это надо ехать в город, в Сазаву. А пока что пройтись по домам с крестами, посмотреть на эту болезнь и на ее признаки. Вот здесь крест есть.
Hitch up the white horse. Brother, dearest.
Так, поговорить с ним? Ну давай, убежду его.
Your brother.
Everyone is nearly here. We need to get to Skalitz for the fair.
Tell me, brother, how are you feeling?
Wait, you're not my brother? You're one of those brutes. Brother, lock the door. They're back again. Please, God, no.
Brother, don't you recognize me? It's me. I'm your brother. I was gone for a long time. I've come back home for Advent, remember?
Yes, yes, I remember. Give me a drink of water, brother. I'm thirsty, terribly thirsty. I feel like I'm burning in hell. I can drink a pitcher of water and right away I'm parched again.
Что-то с ним не то, он хочет пить постоянно. Так, здесь дверь заперта, здесь открыта. И сундук. По квесту что там написано? Узнайте, что за болезнь. А здесь просто допросить пленника. Ну, теоретически можно их всех перебить и прорваться к пленнику, но надо бы узнать, как здесь у них дела с болезнью. Так, в этом дому я был.
Have mercy on his soul. Who are you? Can't you see we have the plague cross on the door?
My name is Henry. I'm going to the monastery to get help.
It's long past time. The Lord's already taken my poor Anthony. And what do you want from me?
I need to know how the illness afflicted your husband.
Yes, I'll tell you everything. But first help me bury my husband. I'm too weak. And Melikar said the dead should be buried at once.
Так, есть время.
Tell me first. I need to go around other infected houses too. But then I'll be back and I'll help you.
Thank you. But please do come back. I can't do it alone. My husband had the fever all over.
Anything else?
He had great pains in his belly. He said it felt like it'd been stuffed with rocks. He was writhing all night through. It must have hurt terribly.
Thank you.
Так, хочется пить им. И живот у них. Так, по заданию выкопать могилу. Где же выкопать? Это лавка бакалейщика. Он здесь тоже, наверное, болеет. Я с ним уже общался. Так, здесь какой-то крест.
What? Have you come for my wife? You're out of luck. I'm old Straw, don't you know? Straw! You've taken my son. But you shan't take my wife. You bastard.
Так, и варианты.
I've come to help your wife.
To help her over to the other side? Isn't that God's own truth?
I'm sorry that they killed your son. I truly am sorry. But if you don't want that disease to take your wife, you'll let me see her right away. I can help her.
I don't want her taken, no.
There. You see?
What? Are you a quack?
Something like that.
Then go to it. Go!
Так. Где она?
Fever. Just like Melikhar's wife. Fever. Just like Melikhar's wife.
В общем, ничего такого особенного.
Leave me be, all of you.
Так, все. Больше ничего не хочет говорить. Тут что, все, что ли, больные? Это кто такой?
Jesus, lad, what are you doing here? Can't you see the plague cross on the door?
I'm here because of it. The monastery sent me to help.
God bless you, boy. It's about time.
I need to know exactly what you're suffering from.
Oh, I see. Well, I have a dreadful fever. My wife too. I recall almost nothing of yesterday. I was raving for most of it.
Is there anything else? Apart from the fever?
Well, forgive me for saying so. The shit just pours out of me. I can't keep anything in. I'm completely worn out. My wife's the same.
You have my thanks. I'll try to bring help.
Wait a minute, will you? I have one favor to ask.
So tell me.
I need to write my will. Can you write?
I might manage that.
Excellent. So get writing.
Yes.
I, Vincent, son of Vincent, grandson of Vincent of Mehoyed, do bequeath my estate and all my worldly goods to my wife Wilma. If my wife were to pass away with me, I bequeath all to my cousin Dobesh, at this time the cobbler in Yanovitz.
In no event shall my prodigal son Elia, the layabout and good-for-nothing, inherit a single groschen, all customs and traditions aside.
Should I write that too?
Yes, and then write, the executor of my last will is to be my good friend, Father Fabian, presently the parish priest of the Church of St. Martin in Sasso.
Anything else?
This will was written down by. What is your name?
Henry. Presently in fealty to Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Well, I never. That will add some weight. Here, take my ring, so Fabian will know it to be truly from me. You can never be sure nowadays.
Какое-то завещание еще.
Your son Elijah. What did he do to you?
Christ almighty! Trying to interfere, are you? What did he do? Everything. He was to be married, and instead he ransacked the house and ran off. The little fucker. Last we heard he was some jackhand in Sasso. Boozing, playing dice, lying and cheating for a living. Such a disgrace.
Where can I find Father Fabian?
Well, where do you think? In St. Martin's Church, of course.
Все, пойду, значит, еще какое-то подзадание.
Yes. Go now. Go before you catch the disease. Then where will we be?
Крестьянин какой-то. Так. Последняя воля. В общем, еще один квест появился. Побочный. И где мне выкупить могилу? Сейчас надо бы порешать с могилами. В общем, сразу пришел к сюжетке, а здесь еще дополнительных квестов мне надавали. Я подозреваю, там еще с сыном, с этим завещанием надо разбираться будет. У них тут колодец вообще есть? Какой-нибудь? Может быть, в колодце все дело. Так, все. Квест про мор. В деревне я все рассмотрел. Где-то осталось выкопать могилу. Так, тут какая-то могила за домом у них. У меня у лошади есть лопата. Как раз от поиска сокровищ. Так. И надо, наверное, здесь трупак туда скидывать.
Look where you're going.
Трупак-то еще она за мной идет. Может, его в почке сначала помыть? Опа, как я его. Все, готово. Что-нибудь скажешь?
Will you please tell me about his illness?
Certainly. My husband had the fever all over.
Anything else?
He had great pains in his belly.
Так, это уже она говорила. И теперь надо ехать в Сазаву, чтобы разбираться с этим мором. И я добрался до Сазав. Это монастырь. куча раненых, нифига себе. Что, это, наверное, лечебница. А почему они тут ранены? Это же город Сазава. Ян скалится, есть какой-то монах. Есть. Мне надо тут тетка.
Johanka?
Henry?
I'm glad to see you.
Me too. I heard that you're doing well.
Not right now. Matthias sent me.
Matthias? My god, did something happen?
Так, ну, надо, наверное, спросить сейчас, что здесь
What's
происходит.
happening here? Oh my god. Philip and... they're all...
Yes. Where do you think the wounded ended up?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Me and Nicodemus have been trying to keep things under control since Skalitz was raised. Just the two of us.
Так, ну, спросить них можно.
So can I help at all?
Certainly. We can always use an extra pair of hands here. And it's been like that since the beginning.
I was in a bad way myself back then. They took me to Ratai unconscious, and I needed a healer. How is everyone holding up? What can I do?
Holding up? People here are dying, usually needlessly, and I can't do anything about it. We don't have enough food or space or anyone who's willing to help us.
Так. Это новое задание.
Anyone help you with nursing these people? You've got scholars all around you.
Scholars, maybe, but they leave the healing up to God. Nicodemus is trying, but everything he knows is from his books.
О, у меня есть навык как раз лечения, я бы их мог
Can I
осмотреть.
have a look at them myself? I know a little about healing.
Do you now? And what would you do if you burnt yourself at the forge?
First, you have to cool it down with water. Marigold ointment helps, and it's better if you don't bind it and let it breathe.
You do know what you're talking about. Looks like blacksmiths know about more than just pulling teeth.
Pulling teeth? Nothing to it. As long as you don't squeeze the pincers too hard and crush them.
Well, go and see if anyone needs anything. Just don't go pulling anyone's teeth.
Так. Ну, еще можно
Doesn't the monastery
поспрашивать.
care for them?
They give us some food for them and a place to sleep. But I wouldn't say they help exactly. More like they just tolerate us.
Do you have enough food?
Enough to survive, maybe. But convalescents need feeding up.
Maybe if I brought some meat, some game, that would strengthen them up.
That would be a great help.
Так, мясо. Я не-
Anything else?
А что, нельзя свинью какую-нибудь замочить?
Look around.
Well, it is
Дичи
a
им
little
захотелось.
Crowded. I've had to leave some of the sick lying in the open air, even at night. And have you seen what they're lying on?
I'll try to negotiate better conditions with the monastery.
I tried that, out loud. They just nod their heads, but don't move a muscle.
Так,
Very well.
ладно. Надо еще спросить
How
у
are you
них
doing?
про болезнь, не забыть.
You're the only woman here, alone in the monastery.
Some of the monks speak to me, but other people act like I don't exist. Too bad the custodian isn't one of those.
Is the custodian causing you problems?
All the time. Apparently he has a wife somewhere, but that doesn't stop him. He's constantly strutting around in front of me.
And, what else?
What do you mean, what else? He's invited me to his home.
I could do something about it, if you liked.
No, I can deal with him. The last thing I need is you going around threatening people. It won't help me, and it definitely won't help the refugees.
Why is there a guard outside?
He's here because of me.
Because of you?
Yes. There was one time I just had enough of it all, of the way they treat us, and I almost slapped one of... But that doesn't matter.
What can you tell me about the custodian?
He's supposed to be in charge of all the guards and the security of the monastery. But really, he has a say in pretty much everything, including supplies. And that's why he probably thinks he can do whatever he wants.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Look, Henry, I know I can speak harshly, but I'm at the end of my tether. Last week Bohuslav died. Maybe you knew him. And nobody even blinked an eye. We desperately need help.
I'll do whatever's in my power.
Так, теперь почему
I don't know
давай?
if you've heard about it, but Merhoyed was attacked.
Oh God! How is Matthias?
Wounded in the arm. He's being brave about it, but his injury looks bad.
I need to see him.
Before you go, there's something else.
What?
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Their livestock has died off, and now the people are coming down with it too. I thought maybe someone here might know what to do.
Merciful heavens. How awful. It's a good thing you've come here. If there's any hope, this is the place to find it. You need Brother Nicodemus, the monastery physician. He may know how to deal with it.
Very well, I'll try to find him.
Come back when you know more.
Thank you, Johanka.
Так. Надо посмотреть на больных, а по квесту чумы... Так, последнюю волю пока что отменю. Добыть мясо для лечебницы на охоте. Ну, ё-моё, опять охотиться. Ну ладно, доставлю. Узнай, как улучшить условия больных. И помоги беженцам. Так, посмотрим сначала на него.
Everything here is fine. He'll be able to get out of this on his own. Everything here is fine.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
He's not reacting. But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg. I have to ask Johanka.
Так, у кого-то с ногой. Где она?
What's wrong with that man by the altar? He doesn't look wounded, but he's really pale and doesn't react at all.
He had a broken leg. A bad one. The bone had come right through the skin. We tried to straighten it, but I don't know if we did it right. I'm not holding out much hope for him. I've seen folk in that state before, and it didn't end well.
My God! There has to be something we can do.
And what do you suggest? The monks won't help, and I don't know anyone else who can.
Так, сейчас я ему
Well, I
вправлю
can
ногу.
try. I'll straighten his leg.
You?
Unfortunately, I've had occasion to try this sort of thing before. You have to place the bones as precisely as you can next to each other. It's hard, but you have to ignore any screams of pain. That's the only way to help him.
Well, fine. Try it then.
Не зря же я навык этот брал.
Are you holding him firmly?
Aye. What the hell are you doing?
Он ногу отрываем.
Done.
Так, с этим справились. Так, этот.
Philip, from Skalitz. I don't see any wounds, but he's shaking terribly.
Это где это? Где тетка? Может быть, факел достать? То вообще ничего не видно.
What happened to Philip?
Poor man. There was nothing wrong with him, and now he's getting worse every day.
But do you know why?
Maybe. He didn't run away from Skalitz, you see. He hid for days, among the corpses. If he got poisoned...
But what can we do?
Us? Nothing. Only Father Simon might have been able to save him. He knew a lot about poisons.
And where is he?
You know he left Skalitz years ago.
And does anyone know where he ended up?
If you believe the stories about a wild man in the woods, then Rovnar is the place to go.
Так, надо в Ровну съездить. И, кстати, здесь очень странно, потому что я читал про трупный яд, я вот на самом деле читал, и по последним исследованиям пишут, что он совсем не ядовитый. Что ничего такого особенного в трупном яде нету, что есть другие вещи поопасней. Так, здесь какой-то Ян из Скалица.
What do you want?
You look alright?
Mostly, but my leg still hurts.
Did the humans wound you?
That's what I tell the ladies. Truth is, I did myself a mischief while I was running away.
And do they rebandage it for you?
Occasionally. They told me they don't have enough bandages.
Well, that's no use. Those bandages need changing. I'll get some.
Good health to you,
Так,
Henry.
найди повязку. А у меня же есть какие-то повязки. Почему он не может? У него же куча всего есть. 4 из 10. Так. Ладно, понятно. 10 повязок ему.
What are the...
You're not from Skalitz?
No, but please help me. I can't stay here.
What happened to you?
I was working on the building when the scaffolding up by the roof collapsed underneath me.
Well, and you're very lucky you survived at all.
Yes, that's what everyone tells me. But it's no use being alive if all I can do is lie here like a wet sack of barley.
Well, you're pretty battered, but I don't see anything that a few weeks' rest can't fix.
Weeks? My God, I have to get back to work sooner than that.
What's the problem? Why can't you stay until you heal?
I have a family. I'm poor. It's only thanks to the building work that we can survive. And the master told me, if I don't come back in a few days, then I shouldn't come back at all. And where can me and my wife go then? Who'll take us in? We'll end up living in the woods, where any bandit or ruffian can set on us.
Is there anything I can do to help? It looks like they took care of your wounds.
When I was little, my father got trampled on by a horse, and an old hag from the village gave him some kind of purple herbs for it. And he got better very quickly.
And do you remember what the herbs were?
I don't. But there's supposed to be the whole cursed knowledge of the world in this place. Something has to be written about it. A herbarium. Anything.
I'll try to find something.
Так, ну у меня же навык травничества 20-ка максимальная. Да, а ты кто такой?
And who are you?
Brother Elias.
What do you do here?
What I can. I'm just trying to help the Skalitz locals as much as I can.
How long have you been helping here?
Since before the refugees arrived. It was much less crowded back then.
And what do you do here
Welcome,
exactly?
Henry.
Mainly, I help Brother Nicodemus. Occasionally, I keep watch at night in case someone
Henry,
takes a turn for the
I'm
worse.
glad you stopped
Sometimes I have to hold the patient down, or fetch and carry things.
Do you know anything about healing?
A little. I can manage the basics, but without Brother Nicodemus, I'd never be able to deal with the more difficult cases.
Так.
Thank you.
В общем, он бесполезный. Что тут еще есть? О, кстати, их можно всех обворовать, но как-то нехорошо. Это же жители из Скалица.
He just needs to sleep.
Так.
He'll be able to get out of this on his own.
Это с этим поговорили, а вот с этим.
Christ
May the
above!
Lord watch over you.
I can't get a wink of sleep.
What are you making such a fuss about?
A fuss? Because of my leg, I
Good
have to
health to
stay
you,
here for at
Henry.
least another week. Hurts like fuck.
And with everyone else moaning and groaning all night, I can't get any sleep.
God save Henry.
Why don't you go and lie somewhere else?
I can't. Not with this leg.
Maybe I can make you something to help you sleep.
Oh, then for God's sake, do it quickly.
Так, у меня какое-то зелье было, которое бессонницу лечит. Можно, кстати, с этой поговорить. Может, что-нибудь скажет умного. Я же алхимию делал.
One of the sick men, Semek, is complaining about pain and the fact he can't work. He says he...
Semek? Is he one of our people?
No, he's a construction worker. He's bruised and confined to...
Henry, for God's sake, our neighbours are dying here. You're friends. There isn't time to waste on some construction worker's bruises. Oh, honestly, what were you thinking?
Listen, all I need to find out is the name of a herb.
Then go and look it up in a book. You've got your own herbarium, haven't you?
Какая мерзкая она. Какая разница, кто там наш, не наш, так повязка. О, повязки тут лежат.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
Замок. Хотя у меня в сундуке еще куча этих повязок.
Good health to you, Henry.
Брат Никодим.
You're the one who's in charge of the wounded.
Yes, I'm the infirmarius here. Time was I only had a few elderly monks who couldn't walk to take care of. Now I have this mess to deal with.
Monks so old they can't hold themselves up with their own legs.
Oh, if that were the only bodily function they could control. But I shouldn't talk like that. It's a blessing to live to such an age.
How are the wounded from Skalitz?
Some of them are well taken care of. But others are dying here needlessly. It's a good thing we have Johanka here. I'd never be able to manage on my own.
So you don't normally treat the wounded then?
Well, there were accidents, of course. A broken leg, someone who'd been kicked by a cow or bitten by a goat. But this, I've never dealt with the carnage of battle before.
If only it had been a battle. This was cold-blooded slaughter.
You were there? God be merciful to you and the dead and the wounded.
How can I help you?
Have you talked to Johanka?
I did.
Well, if you know something about it, then go and take a look. However, you don't look like you've studied the Hippocratic arts.
That's true. I'm the son of a blacksmith. But I have been around the wounded before. What do I do if I'm not sure of the treatment?
Come and speak to me. We'll see what we can do.
What do you think about the custodian?
Baron von Berg? Well, he does his job well. He keeps us safe here. And the last time I saw him was when I was rubbing ointment on his rash.
I heard he's been here a lot lately.
Well, that's true. He comes to visit Johanka. But he's never here long, and he always leaves unsatisfied.
Thank you.
Так, научиться чему-то.
I'd like to learn something. A bit of everything.
Can you now? But to be more precise, do you understand herbs and medicinal plants?
Да, понимаю.
I do.
In that case, you've come to the right place. Someone who knows what they're doing will have it done in a jiffy. Go to the herb garden, take a good look at what's growing there, and then pull up the weeds in the herbaceous beds. Is that clear?
Clear. I can get cracking.
Not so fast. Have I even told you what I consider a weed? It's dandelions, stinging nettles, and thistles. Those plants have their use, but they've no business growing among the euphrasia and the mentha, or anywhere else in that garden for that matter.
Where is it they're not supposed to grow?
Between the mint and the eyebright. Once you've cleared the garden of weeds, come back. And woe betide you if you pull up anything but weeds.
Don't worry.
Еще один квест дали.
Do you know anything about herbs?
I'm not an expert, but I know a little something. Is it urgent?
Well, one of the workers who was injured during construction would like to get back to work. He mentioned some purple flowers that would...
Herbs.
Oh, purple herbs that should help.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but you can have a look in the herbarium here. There won't be too many purple herbs for bruises and sprains.
Так, чему?
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Johanka said that you might be able to advise.
A disease, you say? How intriguing.
Yes, it's very interesting, but can you help these people?
I can't say at this point. I need to find out a little more. Tell me, has the whole village come down with it?
No, I mean, not yet. Several households have, around half the village.
Merhoyed? Isn't there a stud farm there? And what of the animals? Did they get infected too?
Yes, there's a stud farm.
Так, животные.
And they've all died off. The horses, the cattle, chickens, and now it's got to the people.
That is most intriguing. What are we to do about it? Do you know the symptoms?
Так.
Yes,
Знаю.
Excellent. I have several extensive volumes here in the library. Describe the epidemic, including the symptoms, and we could take some guidance there. Can you read?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So follow me to the scriptorium.
How about some potion to induce heavy sleep?
Certainly. The old reliable.
Reliable?
Some of the brothers like a good sleep. And sometimes that's the only way to get one. I'll show you how.
Thanks. So, where shall we start?
Evidently there's something amiss in the digestive tract.
In the what?
The digestive tract, Henry.
Right.
The trouble lies between the mouth and the arsehole.
Uh-huh. Sure. Just so.
We can rule nothing out at this stage. You look in the Breviarum de Sickness Causa. It's a renowned manuscript from Salerno, written by one Johann of St. Paul.
But I don't know Latin.
Fortunately for you, our brother librarian is translating these momentous medical works into the common tongue, so you can still be of use. Study the breviary carefully, and compare the symptoms with the recorded cases. That will guide us. I'll try the proven classics, Avicenna and his Canon Medicinae, and Galen's magnum opus, the Ars Medicinalis.
Как все сложно-то. Так. О, еще есть алхимическая лаборатория у них. Можно здесь сделать, если что не так. Книжки читает. Так, что у нас? Проверить диагноз. С чего бы начать? Книжка. Вот, читать. Бравиум дисигус камус. Известно, человек помещает 4 гумора. Ух ты, как все сложно. Так, признаки. Избыток слизи примести к дифтерии. Тело стремится избавиться от слизи путем кашля. Нет, они не кашляют. Осложняет прием жидкости. Лихорадка, самочувствие. Появляется сыпь. Дифтерия не властна над животными, они от нее не страдают. Нет, это не дифтерия, значит. Так. Чума. Среди проявлений лихорадка с жаром, судорожный кашель, понос. Ага, также невыносимый жажда. Это уже похоже. Язва спустя несколько дней. Черные пятна. От человека к человеку. Не все ей заболевают. Мелкие животные не страдают от чумы, однако крупные могут ей заразиться. Ну, похоже. Дизентерии уже были. Однако есть иные состояния, при которых внутренний гумор, природный беспорядок, отравление через лихорадку и забытые желудочные судороги, понос и страшную жажду, отравление. Если человек отравлен испарениями, к примеру, в шахте, однако она не возникает, если яд оказался в еде и питье. Отравление передается между людьми или животными, однако, если они пьют, к примеру, из одного источника. Зачастую прежде людей и животных. Вот отравление похоже. Пляски святого Вита. Больные пускаются в дикий пляс, скачут и вертятся вокруг своей оси. Это уже не то. Некоторые могут сбрасывать... Нет, не то. Скорее всего, это похоже на отравление. Я сохранюсь на всякий случай. То времени прошло много. Давай-ка поговорим. Похоже на отравление. Потому что черных язв на них не было.
I think I have it.
Yes? And what do you make of it?
Так, холера, дизентерия. Вот отравление воды.
It's poisoning from tainted water.
Really? That sounds rather unlikely. But if Master Johann of St. Paul's says so, who am I to contradict him? We shall have to prepare some medicine at once.
I could help with that.
Really?
Yes. I know my way around the alchemistic arts.
An ordinary fellow who knows the arts of physic? Who would have thought it? Excellent. I'll give you the recipe, and you have my permission to make use of the monastery laboratory.
I'll get started right away.
I, meanwhile, shall head straight to, where was it again?
Merhoyed.
Oh yes, Merhoyed. I'll take Johanka with me. She has no equal in caring for the sick. Once you have the medication ready, hurry after me.
Thank you, Brother Nicodemus.
Так, пленник первым вылечить, не вылечить. А, ладно.
Good luck, Brother Nicodemus.
And to you, Henry.
Так, что еще у нас есть? Пожалуй, все. Он какое-то зелье дал. Вернее, рецепт какого-то зелья. Противоядие. Может быть, как раз противоядие нужно. Все мои рецепты. Я нового никого не увижу. Какое-то мархаедское зелье. Вот. Мархаедское зелье должно исцелять заболевавших меркет уголя, валерьянка, чертополох. Так, сыч. Окукливание. В общем, понятно, уголь, чертополох. В общем, сейчас уже на улице у них очень поздно по этому квесту. Я не смогу его приготовить быстро. Так, еще можно очистить ему огород, но это я тоже сделаю. И поеду задание относить. Вот это вот отменить можно. Так, здесь еще осталось мясо беженцев. Но это задание попозже придется сделать. Вот повязки разве что достать. И целительных трав. Фиолетовых. Ему принести. И бессонница у меня зелье есть. Раз все это я сделаю. Потом сделаю зелье. Приготовлю лекарство. Сейчас по рецепту. Рецепт должен быть довольно простой. Вот, чистая вода, валерьянка, чертополох, немного угля. Брось чертополох в котелок, кипятить 2 оборота. Валерьянку кипятить 1 оборот. Остыть, добавь уголь, но не кипяти. Все, ну в общем элементарное зелье. О, я все сделаю. И поеду в мрахоеда. Итак, зелье я мрахоедов сделал. Вот помощь для мрахоедов из растений. Чуваку, который здесь страдает, ему, похоже, окопник нужен. Он тоже фиолетовенький, вот. Такой вот окопник, он фиолетовенький, и какие-то надо... Он здоровье повышает. Попробуем ему дать. Вот окопник. Сколько ему дать? Ну, я не знаю, 10 штук ему хватит. А, нет, 1 штуки хватило ему.
Thank you. With any luck, I'll soon be feeling better. If you find the time, stop by to see me in a few days.
В общем, не знаю, поможет это ему или нет. Вот этому чуваку повязки нужны. Я ему принес.
I have the bandages.
Wonderful. Could you tell Brother Nicodemus?
А я сам
I can do it
сделаю.
myself.
I thought you were a blacksmith.
A long time ago. But unfortunately, I've had to learn a thing or two about the art of medicine since then.
Well, fine then.
Dear Mistress Johanka, I come again in admiration of your selfless dedication. I would like to invite you to a fine banquet at my palace. You certainly have earned some... What business have you here, fellow? Who let you in?
Какой дерзкий. Кстати, это же Йоханки нету, она поехала в Мрахоеда.
I'm taking care of the wounded, as I'm sure you're aware.
Ah. Well then, run along and take care of them, and let me talk to Johanka. You're not needed here.
Так, можно его убедить? Нет, я не смогу его убедить. Может быть, подраться?
Johanka doesn't need anything from you. Good man.
You will talk to me in an appropriate manner, you maggot. Understand?
I talk to everyone the way they deserve.
Что он драться, наверное, полезет.
Nobody's going to talk to me that way. Lock him up for the night and let him learn some manners.
Что он такой мне ватник вообще? Зарубил бы его и все. Я отбываю тюремное заключение. Вот так поворот. Ну, хотя бы в тюрьме посидел. Запись появилась в кодексе.
Time to go, youngster. And don't let me see you back here.
Текстуру не успели
We
прогрузить,
won't have it so
смотрите.
easy next time.
как у них теперь тюрьма выглядит. Да. Тяжелый случай. Очень тяжелый случай. Надо снова идти в монастырь, там доделать. Интересно, что-нибудь там будет? Какое-нибудь событие. Хотя этой же Юханки даже здесь не было. Ее даже не было. А я успел в тюрьме посидеть. Из-за нее. Это называется приключение нашего городка. Ладно, его тут нет, мне вот этому чуваку еще надо дать зелье.
I've got something for you.
Really?
Drink this and you'll fall straight to sleep.
Oh, thank you.
Так, сделал. Что им еще надо здесь? Мясо достать. И узнать, как улучшить условия больных. Это буква А. И Б найти отца Симона где-то на севере. Ну, это надо поездить. Травка. Квест травка здесь еще. Я там немножко подергал. Но ничего не обновилось в квесте. Что днем посмотрю. Вот здесь у них растет очанка. Я ее не дергал. Еще всякие одуванчики были. Крапива и чертополох. Я их здесь отсюда убрал. Вот такие вот посадки у местных монахов. Ну и вполне возможно, может быть, завещание дать, то помрут там родители. Или это потом. Потому что если они выживут, то смысла завещания не будет. И здесь дерзкие ребята. Ладно, все, еду в Мархаеда. А то здесь совсем уже текстуры испортились. Из-за этого прибежал местный дворянин, я ему нагрубил, а он испортил текстуры.